dear students, this is Bharat Kumar from Jagran Public School, Varanasi. I'm going to explain communication skill, perspective, and writing skill. This video is a part 2 continuation of the part 1 video that was based on communication skill and its method. So let's start. So, communication skill part 2. Perspective in communication. Here is a short story about a child, Vivan. So let's start. Mr. and Mrs. Sharma have just shifted to a new neighborhood with their son, Vivan. Vivan has Down syndrome, a genetic disorder which causes a person to have a distinct physical feature and mental ability. Mrs. Sharma takes her son to the park every evening. No child interacts with her son except Rohan. All the mothers except Rohan's mother have told their children not to play or talk with Vivan, fearing that he might get violent with their children. Now, then Rohan's mother has read a lot about the children's Down syndrome, while all the mothers think that children with special needs are prone to violence. Rohan's mother knows this is not true, so without knowing Vivan's, all the mothers have formed the wrong perspective about him. The wrong perspective is affecting their communication with the Sarma family. Let's learn that what perspective is and how it's formed and how it's affect your daily life. So the definition of the perspective, you can see the perspective is an individual point of view through which we interpret and understand every communication and event happening around us. Like you can see the figure, there are one number is written and the two person is seeing as one person is saying 6 and the another person is saying it's 9. You can think about both the perspective, they both are the right. No one is wrong, but one person is thinking other is wrong and other person is thinking first one is wrong. So but no one is wrong, everyone have their own perspective. That is exactly meaning of the perspective. Factors that can affect perspective in communication. So here are the some factors: visual perspective, language, past experience, attitude, prejudice, environment, feelings, and beliefs. Okay, let's learn them one by one. Visual perspective. Our brain processes the information seen through the eyes and interpret its visual perspective reference to our tendency to focus on the part of the scenario that we have most inclined to notice. That means that exactly we want to see in our daily life or in through our eyes, so that our mind interpret it accordingly what kind of capability we have. That is the visual perspective. So perspective plays an important role in the interpretation of the world as well. The some words can have very different meaning, different depending upon how we integrate them. Most of the time we think our intended meaning may be fair, but we cannot always be sure that the other person will read or hear the statement in the same way as being mean it. Like you can take the example, I am saying hello, but maybe it due to the some noise or my language problem you can be here as a hi. So it's important what meaning I want to deliver to you, you have to understand or not. So it's the precaution that should be taken care by the sender who is delivering the information to the receiver. Next is past experience. So to enter the situation, our communication with us with the certain expectation of what will happen and behave it accordingly. These are the based on the filters our perspective that we have developed due to our past experience. Like you are in the class and last time you have asked a question to your teacher and the some of student of the class has laughed on you. So the next time you will feel fear to ask the question in the class. So that matters. Attitude is the mindset that decides how an individual perspective perceive an idea or a situation and respond to it. Like, you can see this glass that is a full, or you can say that is a half empty. So it's your attitude, what you are thinking about this half filled water glass. That is shown your attitude. So come to the next. That is the prejudice. Prejudice is an idea or opinion that is not based on the fact, logic, or experiences. It is considered a negative attitude, especially when it is related to the heart rate or intolerance for a certain group of people. Prejudices are the partially due to the culture and partially due to the personal reference. It cannot be determined by any other person. You have to determine it's come to your cultural or it's your personal preference. Environment. So, do you speak to your parent in the same way that do you to your friend? Are you the formal while talking to the people you know well? The answer to those questions would be no. All of the communicate differently in the different environments. Exactly, because we don't behave same condition, same situation with the same environment. Okay, come to the next. That is about the feelings. So feelings, that means there are two ways which we feel can influence our communication with another. Two ways in which our feeling can influence how you feel on a specific day. A person talk differently about this specific person, however, when you react with the someone who did not like your style and body language changes. Next is your belief. Your belief, that means our belief, then home, our belief home interpret any message affect our communication style. My best friend is a result of interaction. The basic writing skill. The effectiveness of the written content depend upon the correct choice of the word and their organization into a right sentence sequence and cohesiveness in the sentence. First step to learn the writing skill is 7C of the communication. First, clear. Second, correct. Third, complete. Fourth, concrete. Fifth, concise. Sixth, consideration. And seventh is the courteous. So, one by one, we will discuss it. Clear. The message should not be vague or confusing. The message should be free of any grammatical and spelling mistakes. It must be include all the required information and it should be concrete. The content should be supported by the fact and figure. Concise, the message should be precise and to the point. Consideration, the sender must take into the consideration the receiver's opinion, knowledge, mindset, background, etc. to the communicate effectively. Courteous, the sender must consider feeling and the viewpoint of the receiver while drafting the message. Writing skill. So the communication, as well as we have to command over the language that which we are communicating, and we will study about the basic concept of the English grammar, how they should be used effectively in our writing skill. Okay, so let's start. First one is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words that form a unit within a sentence, but it is incomplete independently. A phrase lacks both the subject and the object. For example, a girl in the brown hat. It's a phrase. The girl in the brown hat looked confused. This is a complete sentence. Types of phrases. There are different kinds of phrases. First, a noun phrase acts like a noun in a sentence. Example, he was looking at the painting of a sailing boat. Here, noun phrase is sailing boat. A verb phrase is a group of main verbs and helping verb with a sentence. Example, she had been living in London. Verb phrases had been living. Third, an adjective phrase is built around an adjective and consists of adjectives and or articles. Example, he has led a very interesting life. Here, adjective is interesting and describe the object life. Adverbial phrase is built around an adverb by adding the words before or after it. Example, the economy recovered very slowly. Here, adverbial phrase is slowly. A prepositional phrase always begin with a preposition and followed by a noun. Example, I love to live near the sea. Here, prepositional phrase is near and noun is she. Sentences. A group of words that makes complete sense called sentence. A sentence must contain subject and predicate. Example, the manager has changed all of his staff recently. Then parts of sentence. Here we have two parts of sentence. First is subject, another is predicate. A subject is a word or group of words that convey the name of the person or thing about whom or which we are speaking. Predicate. A predicate, on the other hand, is the part of sentence which contains a verb and states something about the subject. Let's take example. The manager has changed all of his staff recently. The previous example. Here, the manager is a subject and has changed all of his staff recently. The remaining part of sentence is a predicate. Next, kinds of sentences. So here we have four kinds of sentences. First, assertive or declarative sentence, a statement, an imperative sentence, a command, a interrogative sentence, a question, and the last exclamatory sentence, that is an exclamation. Let's learn the definition one by one. So first, assertive sentence is the kind of sentence that states the facts, such the simple sentence that gives the statement and indicates or assert the declare something. Example, Jane is a student, she lives in a big city. I saw my friend in the market. These are the example of the assertive sentence. You can see they are delivering their statement, just declaring the one information. Imperative sentence, that kind of sentence gives the command, makes a request or express a wish. This type of sentences will end with the exclamation marks and with the full stop or exclamation mark, like go to your room, that is an order. Please lend me your book, that is a request. How a good time at the panic, a wish, so that is the end with the exclamation mark. Exclamatory sentence is the sentence that expresses the sudden and the strong feelings such as surprise, wonder, pity, sympathy, happiness, and the gratitude. The example is the what a shame, bravo, well done. These are the exclamatory sentences. An interrogative sentence is a sentence that asks a question. Examples: yes, what is your name? Where do you live? These kind of sentences are the interrogative sentences. Tools for writing a sentence. Use short sentences. Limit sentences content. Economize on words. Arrange the sentences in a proper sequence. Design sentence to emphasize the topic. Parts of speech. We have 8 parts of speech: noun, verb, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, interjection, and conjunction. Let's learn the definition by one. So a noun refers the word that used to name a person, a thing or animal, a place or an area. You know the example like Mohit, USA, table, and hope. So pronoun. Pronoun refers to the word that is used in place of the noun or pronoun phrase to avoid the repetition. Like you can use it I, you, it, they, them, he, she, him, and her. Adjective. An adjective refers to the word that describes, the modifies, or gives the more information about noun or pronoun. Example: cold, happy, young, and two. Verb. A verb refers to the word that shows an action or a state of a being. It can show what someone is doing or did. Example: go, speak, live, and run. Next, adverb. An adverb refers to the word that modifies the meaning of the verb, an adjective or another adverb expressing manner, place, time, or degree. Example: slowly, fast, well, and to. Preposition. Preposition refers to the word that shows the relationship of a noun, phrase, or pronoun to another word. The example: at, on, in, from, with. Next, conjunction. A conjunction refers to the word that joins two words, idea, or phrase together and shows how they are connected. And the example: and, or, but, because, until. Interjection. An interjection refers to the word or a phrase that expresses strong emotion. They are actually followed by the exclamation sign, like ouch, hey, wow, ho, hooray. Articles. An article is a word used to modify a noun, which is a person, place, object, or idea. There are two different types of article. First, indefinite article. A and an are the two forms of the indefinite article as the determiner. These articles are used before singular countable nouns. For example, I saw a lion in the zoo today. What a beautiful shot. He ate an apple. Definite article. The is definite article. The can be used with both countable singular as plural and uncountable nouns. Its main use to specify a person, place, or things. For example, the bicycle is a common man's vehicle in the United Kingdom. The Gita, the Ramayana, the best boy, the Sikh, the English. Paragraph writing. In the English language, the fundamental unit of a composition is a paragraph, no doubt. A paragraph consists of several sentences that are grouped together and discuss one main subject. As a paragraph, physicians sell a collection of sentences that all related to one central topic. So, how to write the good paragraph? Yes, so you have to decide the topic of the paragraph. Okay, then introduce the topic and sentence in a paragraph. And introduction, topic, sentence, one sentence that tells about the topic which will feature in the rest of the paragraph. This is called the topic of sentence. You know what is the introduction of the topic. You have to take care of support or explanation. So in the next paragraph, after compose starting the topic information, you have to write the 7 or 8 sentences that can explain and clarify about the topic. Next, you have to write the conclusion. So after illustrating your point, you have to conclude the sentence, write the concluding sentence that will summarize the all points in your paragraph. Next, you have to proofread. So the last step is the writing of good paragraph. You have to proofread and revise before submitting. So you have to look for writing at least one or more times to make your paragraph make sense. Rule for writing paragraph. So give the paragraph unity. Keep the paragraph short and make the use of the topic sentences. Leave out the unnecessary details. Give the paragraph moment. End the paragraph with the concluding sentences. Now, thank you. Thank you very much.